Hey folks, Double RPG here. It's March 13th, 2018, and welcome to Double RPG Side Quests. For today's episode, we are going back to Square Enix as they have given us an update on the progress of Final Fantasy VII Remake, as well as a job posting for getting more stuff up to date and, all that to make sure that progress goes along in the game's development. So let me go ahead and read off the article from Silicon Era and I will show you what I'm talking about. This one, it talks about the job postings and then they give an update on the progress on the Final Fantasy VII Remake. Anyway, this is what the article says. Square Enix recently put up a new job listing seeking level planners for Final Fantasy VII Remake. The recruitment message has info on its requirements and a progress update on the game's development. And here are the highlights of the job listing from Square Enix. And a major project of fully remaking Final Fantasy VII on PlayStation 4. Can work in the best development environment, gain experience in a flat organization, use your talents to your heart's content, recruit core members for the project, work on a big title for a chance to help your career, and enjoy flexibility with discretionary work system and good benefits. Now, as the level planner, you'll organize the workflow of location development, brainstorm level designs for each location, and implement data using Unreal Engine 4. So that gives off the job posting for level planners, which I'm assuming that they're going to need a lot of them if they're going to be trying to make so many of them at once, like what they are doing for Kingdom Hearts 3, what Tetsuya Nomura has mentioned about that game, with the development of the different worlds being handled by 3 different teams, like they all have 3 different worlds apiece that they've worked on so far. So I am assuming that they're doing the same for Final Fantasy VII Remake. Now, Square Enix has shared the current state of the entire project, so let me go ahead and read off the article based on that alone. While Final Fantasy VII Remake's programs for general functions and contents are being tested within the development team as required, the part about reproducing the original work in high-quality graphics is reaching a satisfactory standard, and we've come to the conclusion that in order to meet fan expectations, we must increase its quality another step higher. Therefore, in addition to the current members for the Final Fantasy VII Remake development, we must establish a core group that includes level planners, battle planners, designers, engineers, and various types of jobs to tackle on the production of the big title. We expect those of you who apply for this position to become an active core member. Square Enix is seeking those with game planning experience for console games, specifically those with experience in level design. The required skills are experience in level design and HD game development, with a big plus for those with experience in game development on Unreal Engine 4. The company states that this job recruitment is by no means a request for a pinch hitter, a last-minute replacement for dealing with work volume. They are currently in the thought process of creating a world of Final Fantasy VII that is being resurrected for the modern times. Square Enix hopes to add members that can work on various levels within the game and come up with ideas for what they'd like to do with the charming characters. Lastly, Square Enix mentions that those who aren't familiar with Final Fantasy VII are welcomed. Since it's been over 20 years since the release of the original title, it isn't strange to see developers today, including current employees at Square Enix, who know of characters such as Cloud and Sephiroth, but never played Final Fantasy VII. That said, they hope the new recruits have an interest in the theme and can help create the game with fresh new ideas. We learned during a Final Fantasy 30th anniversary event last month that there have been some design changes for Cloud and other characters we have seen in past trailers. So it seems like Square Enix has been pretty busy shaping up Final Fantasy VII Remake the past few months. Unfortunately, they said that it'll be a while until we get to see the new screenshots that were showcased during the event, so we might have to wait until E3 to see the progress for ourselves. So yeah, there's the news update right there for all of you. Now, I have a lot to say about this because, but I'll get onto that very shortly. But, if any of you want to get your foot in the door with game development and trying to bring about a lot of new ideas for Final Fantasy VII, then getting into that job posting, if you have the experience, will definitely be a great step forward for you. And hopefully you can find some very interesting things you want to do with the characters that, makes the most logical sense if you want to try and implement them in a new light that which we have never seen them before. Even though we will get a general idea, we all got a general idea of what they are based on the original game, but for the remake, maybe they want to expand some more on the characters. But also, some of the things that really interest me about this news article is they say a fully reimagined world of Final Fantasy VII. So it makes me wonder, are they still going to continue going by the standard that they want to make a multi-part release for this game? Which, they say that they are, or are they scaling back and making sure that they can actually get the full game the full experience into just only one package. Because if that's the case, then I can imagine it taking much longer for it to be on the PlayStation 4, and with it most likely appearing on the PlayStation 5 or the PlayStation 4 successor. That's my general take on it. But anyway, let me go ahead and tell you my big concerns about this project. Now, although I am looking forward to the Final Fantasy VII Remake with all hopes and, you know, with Square Enix delivering on this project, but I really, really hope that they hit it out of the ballpark and they know what they're doing, because what they've been doing ever since the last time we got to see any progress with Final Fantasy VII Remake, which was back in December 2015 at the PlayStation Experience, we haven't even heard jack squat until last year during the Magic event at the Magic Expo 2017 that Tetsuya Nomura was a part of, and he only showed off a couple of screenshots, and that was it. That's all we saw with Final Fantasy VII Remake, and then he comes back again this year for the same event, and then we actually got to see an update on the character designs for Cloud, Barrett, Biggs, Wedge, and Jesse, and they look more closely, or their designs are more close to that of what they looked like in the original Final Fantasy VII, from what Tetsuya Nomura has pointed out, or the development team member who spoke on his behalf, if they were to be portrayed in a realistic manner. But there was also the whole confirmation about CyberConnect 2 no longer having development on the game, since I guess relations between them and Square Enix must have soured, where Square Enix decided to move everything towards an internal team. So it does leave a lot of cause for concern, and definitely a big concern for me when it comes to, you know, this recent piece of news, because with game development like this, you gotta make sure that you're ready to announce it at the perfect time, because we all have to admit that reveal from E3 2015, that was way too early. Way too early, and we've been given very sparse information about its progress, and now it seems like they just restarted everything from scratch all over again, especially when they, you know, skipped away from teaming up with CyberConnect 2 to work on this game and start with everything fresh, which basically, if you saw from the development of the trailer within the PlayStation Experience in 2015 during that event, it seemed like that all came from CyberConnect 2. Now, I have a strong feeling that that's not going to be the representation within the final build of Part 1 at least, or if they want to go for the whole game, then by all means necessary, go for it. But I really think that we're in for something a bit different, and I really think that they are going for more of the approach with Final Fantasy 15 in terms of its combat, if they want to continue remaining in that simplified vision of how they want to make everything accessible, even for newcomers who haven't really enjoyed or who haven't even tried out the original Final Fantasy VII when it released. Now, personally, I do not mind the battle system with where they're going for the Final Fantasy VII Remake. I really think it gives a whole modern spin on it. Now, I know a lot of people, they really want to see this game undergo just a fresh coat of paint and just be upped as an HD game. And I can definitely see where they're coming from, but at the same time, when it comes to remakes, they can be hit or miss, because there are remakes that do end up as just nothing but a fresh coat of paint, but they hardly deliver any substance. I mean, if you want to deliver a really good remake, in my opinion, you make it an enhanced one and offer like a bevy of new features that you're not going to find in the original version. Because for me, that's what really made me enjoy the Resident Evil remake that was on the GameCube all those years ago, and that recently got re-released on the PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, Xbox 360, Xbox One, and PC. And I just really enjoy the crap out of that. But with Final Fantasy VII Remake, I just really hope Square Enix knows what they're doing, especially with this new development that came about, because they really should have had all of the development team members with them at the go in order to get progress done much faster if they wanted to, because since HD game development is so expensive and there's a lot more resources that need to be pulled into this development, they really have got to hit it out of the ballpark. They really need to get everyone at the go, so that way they can get progress to go along very smoothly. Or else we're going to have to wait beyond 2020, which is its deadline with where they're, you know, possibly going to launch the game if they don't hurry up and get it done on time. So, Square Enix, I really hope that you deliver on Final Fantasy VII Remake. I really, really do. So, whatever you do, please, for the love of God, don't announce anything way too early again, because we do not need a repeat of the situation with what happened with Final Fantasy Versus 13 before it became Final Fantasy 15. Because game development is a different beast in this day and age. You can't announce things early and then just wane trust from, you know, fans all the way through. So you got to really put that up, or you got to really put up with that and get on with that if you want. Stick to your word and make sure that you get the game out quickly as possible for everyone, because even though delays to game make it a better game, but delaying it too much, that does tend to alienate a lot of people, and you can actually lose trust in a lot of people too. I mean, look at Duke Nukem Forever. It took about 14 years for that game to come out after Duke Nukem 3D, and now look at how piss poor that game turned out. But anyway, hopefully Final Fantasy VII Remake comes out possibly next year, but most likely it'll be a 2020 release, but hopefully they actually have something new to announce for that game, or a new trailer to show off at E3 2018, because it's time for an update, if you ask me. Anyway, guys, I don't have anything in terms of who all responded to me in the comment section from the previous video, so you'll be seeing that in Wednesday's episode, so be on the lookout for that, and even in this one, too. Anyway, guys, I hope you all like this episode of RPG Side Quest. So if you like what you see, then be sure to rate this video, as well as leaving your feedback down in the comments. Also, be sure to leave your question down in the comments, because whoever's comment I pick from the next video, you will actually your comment will be featured in the next video, as well as your channel being left in the description, so people can actually look at your channel and possibly follow you, so that way they can thank you for delivering your comments. Also, if you like what you see, then be sure to hit that subscribe button underneath this video, as more support from you guys will mean that more content is coming from me in the future that you're not going to find anywhere else. So until next time, guys, this is RPG signing off by saying Godspeed and game on, gamers. Peace out.